this year, and specifically since the All-Star break?
I mean, we've made a strong commitment to it going back close to a year and a half, and it's taken time, but we've worked hard on it, and we've decided that it was something that was important.
We talked a lot about Towns and Brunson this week. I mean, how much of an impact did Harden and Bridges? How much do you feel like the addition of Bridges were kind of long on the things that can defend and also guys that can score?
Guess what,
Harden Bridges.
They've retooled their team to get to this position and beyond. You know? And so wings that are versatile and can guard are a big part of that. You know, we've tried to do the same thing here. And so Hart and Bridges are both tremendous players. They both won at a high level in college. They're both great competitors. We haven't even talked about Anunoby yet. You know, who's big and strong too, and very versatile. So it's a good challenge.
How do you, since you mentioned Anunoby, like where have you seen his progress on offense? I mean, obviously he's been a great defender. Going back to the days of IU, that's kind of where he was kind of further out and taking another step offensively.
Well, he can play whatever role they need. He can create with the ball. He can get his shot. He passes well. And if his job is to space and be a cutter and a spacer and a playmaker off the ball, he can do that. And so they've got a lot of options. In recent games, recent weeks, you know, they've put Bridges and Hart and Anunoby in actions as primary playmakers as well as Brunson. So, you know, they're set up well.
Tyrese talked about it yesterday, and he averaged almost 10 boards a game. But at Josh Hart's size, what makes him so capable of being that level of a rebounder, and how do you guys deal with that every possession?
He has a great nose for the ball. He has great tenacity. He's an every-time guy, and he doesn't take possessions off. So it's a constant challenge keeping a body on him. You know. And he's in constant motion. He's a great cutter. You know, his transition play is another. I mean, it's not underrated part of his game, but you've got to treat him like Giannis in transition. I mean, he gets ahead of steam and he gets to the rim and he has strength and he finishes and he gets and one. So he's a big part of what they do for a lot of reasons.
As you get ready for game one, what are you pushing messages to the players as you get set to go in a tough environment there the next game?
Play hard, play together. I'm not going to get into everything I'd say to the team, but this is a great time of year. It's a great opportunity. It's a matchup that has history, and you know, Madison Square Garden as an environment is one of the very best and most challenging in the league. And so that's a great challenge. It's a great privilege to be a part of it.
When you come back to the conversation the other day about your belief in randomized action and starting to putting your faith into that over the last 10, 15 years, you've talked a lot about the importance of having guys that are sort of point guard caliber minds like Tyrese and CJ and Andrew and even Pascal. What's important about the rest of the guys that you put around them, the guys that aren't necessarily going to be ball handlers? You're looking for, you know, traits as far as basketball IQ and how they sort of fit into a system like that and how they play really, like when you guys put a team together. What are the kind of traits that you look for that way to make those pieces fit?
Well, basketball players, guys that can dribble past you, guys that love getting in great condition. They love to try to outwork their opponent, you know, by running and beating them down the court. And these are all things. It's not easy. It takes a commitment. But you know, there are things about it that really aren't very secret. You got to play fast, unselfish, and you got to be willing to give yourself to the team in terms of finding the best quality shots for the team. It's not a style of play where you go on the court and say, hey, give me the ball and let me hold it and find my shot. It doesn't work for us. So but anyway, you're talking about putting a team together. You can talk, kind of chat about it, but we want unselfish guys to play hard.
How do you figure out the personalities of this? I mean, what goes into that when you're deciding to trade for a guy, draft for a guy? How do you pick up on how their personality more than their body fits into what you guys do?
We've been very blessed to have high character, high talented people, and that's a big part of the organizational philosophy. You look around and see 3T, it's together, toughness, trust. Those are things we live every day, try to live every day, and those are the kinds of people that we're trying to get in the organization. Not just players, but coaching, the coaching side, the management side, the organization side. So that's it.
This city's been all around you guys and supporting you, especially in this playoff run. How much has that helped you and encouraged you guys when you go out night and night here in the playoffs?
Yeah, our fans have been great all year. We just haven't seen you there.
I've been here. I've been here. But I've seen I've been here.
Yeah, I'm talking about. I guess I'm talking more about the video media, not you in particular. You've been one of the ones that has been. A lot of these other people look like strangers to me.
But it has helped you.
Well, we appreciate your support. And look, our team really depends on our fan base. We depend on the support we get at Cambridge. And we've had a lot of fans who have traveled this year in the playoffs. It's been very meaningful to us.
What's different about this Knicks team that you guys will have? Obviously they have different players completely, but compared to the challenges you guys faced last year that you'll have to deal with this time?
I think it's a lot more perimeter shooting on this team. Make sure you find guys in transition and make them take tough shots.
You made a bunch of shots in that Game 7 last year. What does it take to play in the Garden and play well in that setting?
Getting off to good starts, playing our game, worrying about us, kind of understanding that all we have in the building is, our group, and using that to ride behind and get momentum.
I've heard a lot about how experience is something that's made you guys better in this playoff run. What do you actually feel day to day differently than last year in the playoffs that experience has helped you with?
Just preparation. I think everybody, from what they're doing on a daily basis in the gym to how we're carrying ourselves, how mentally locked in we are in film sessions, I think just everything, we're a little bit % better this year than last year.
And you feel that in games, all those things?
Yeah, I think it translates. I think it's shown.
Aaron, how much are you looking forward to this opportunity against the Knicks team that not really this past, always been there, but how much are you looking for this opportunity to this
it's a historic rivalry. It's an honor to be a part of it and, kind of add your own chapter to the story. So it's going to be fun. I think everybody here is excited for it. We're waiting a week to get it tipped off, so I'm glad that it's here.
And as far as this time out, how much has it helped you guys? How much has that beneficial going to where it's going to be a tough series ahead here?
Yeah, it's been great. Getting everybody's bodies right, getting our minds right, just getting ready to know that it's going to be a dogfight for these upcoming 13 days. So it's been huge.
Some of the key things your team's improvement defensively, especially since the All-Star break.
Yeah. Repetition, experience, confidence. I think we found a formula that works, and I think everybody just bought in and understand that it takes a lot of effort and communication to defend the way that we do. And I think we just operate at a high level right now.
Just on Rick's evolution as a coach and how he's kind of embraced randomizing and not calling a whole lot of things, kind of letting you guys flow. What makes that work? What makes you guys play that style of basketball?
I think it's the freedom that the coaching staff gives us. We talk about all the time, like you trust the offense and us, just bring offensive players on the team. I think we just are able to read the game. We're pretty friendly off the court, and I think we translate onto the play as well.
What does it take to get to a point where you have a sense of what each other's going to do when you don't have it?
a repetition. I mean, the core guys have been here for a while, I think, and I think it's just we know each other's tendencies, we know what everybody likes to do on this team, and we just use that to our strength and put each other in positions.
We've obviously talked about chemistry a lot the last few years, but what makes the pieces fit in a way that fits that?
We're just all bought into winning. I think we're all willing to do what is asked of us, whether it's little things, big things, sacrifice. I think everybody here is bought into winning.
Rick had mentioned after the game, I think he was saying on the locker room guys. Do you feel like the guys on the team here understand just the moment that you're in, how fortunate you are to be here? You worked hard to get here and really take advantage of it?
I think we do understand, coming back to the conference finals 2 years in a row, we just understand how hard it is to do this and how much effort it takes and how deep into the season we're playing. So it's something that, you look in the moment, you're thankful for, you're happy for, but the job's not done.
Do you think about what happened last year as motivation to try to find a way to
absolutely. I mean, we want to get over that hump. That's our goal for everybody in this room, and I think we're going to be able to do that.
How has this much time off in any way changed your emotions about, how you feel about playing tomorrow? More anxious, more ready to go, anything like that?
I think, for sure, it's good to spend more time, at home. I think that's a good thing. But yeah, you kind of just at some point you just want to get to the games, But it won't. It's every other day, so I can't. It's coming, so I'm excited about it, and when it's here, it's gonna be let's go. And so I'm ready, and it was good to have some days off, but like I said, it's been a lot of work, just the process of everything, and but there is that feeling of let's get to the games.
I know the fan base is looking forward to this matchup. Years past, obviously, the rivalry time, but you as a player, I know Rick Carlisle mentioned just 8 wins away from winning it all. How much are you looking forward to this opportunity here in this Eastern Conference Finals?
I'm excited. I think for me, just being in the Eastern Conference Final is always it's amazing, and something that we can't take for granted. And we do have a good opportunity for us. We got to focus just one game at a time, be present in the moment, and worry about us, figuring out how we can be our best version of ourselves, and history is always going to write itself, at the end of the day, and we can't worry about that. We got to worry about us and wanting to get better every game and make sure that we go out there every game and put our best effort, and just continue to compete, and that's the only thing we got to worry about, really.
Do you reflect at all about last year? We were talking to Neil Smith. He had mentioned, obviously making the Eastern Conference Finals, you obviously want to go to the next level. You do think about it. As you as a player, do you use that as motivation to try to get it done here in this series?
Well, I think obviously once you go back to after last year, we put a lot of work in, and we want to come back and want to be better. We back where we was at last year, so it's an opportunity to get better and improve from what we did before. I don't constantly think about it, but I know that there is an opportunity for us to improve upon what we did last year and the run that we had.
When you were traded here, it takes some time to get used to the running style and also the random offense that they like to play here as opposed to calling out every play.
I think for me, it's just I thought Pacers was always the perfect team for me. So it was something that I was excited about, and obviously the reason that I'm here, I re-signed. So I like everything about what we're doing.
What makes it work? What makes it a system of randomized action? What kind of teams do you have to have to make it work? And what do you think? Why do you think this team is so good at it?
I think you just got a bunch of guys that want to play for each other, and you can't have egos. You have to just focus on the team, and that's what we preach. We preach team, and that's the only thing in our minds, and I think once you have that mentality, it's probably not easier, but you probably be able to achieve that and do that. That selfless basketball, and just playing for one thing, which is winning.
What's obviously last year, OG only played the first 2 games and he was out with that injury for a while. You obviously know him very well, having played with him in Toronto. much can he change this year if he's fully healthy and it's good about just to go up again?
It's going to be fun. I think, obviously, I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys anything that OG does. We all know about it. And I think it's going to be a great matchup, and I'm excited about the opportunity to compete. And obviously for him, I'm sure it's also a good opportunity. And we just want to go out there and compete, man, and just hopefully we can.
What do you appreciate the most about your teammates here during this run here and this tough run to this Eastern Conference?
Just we're not backing down, and we no matter what's happening out there, we have to believe that we can win. So, and to me, I think that's that feeling that you have to have, to be able to be a team that does something. We always got to have a feeling that you have a chance. And you can't back down. You have to be ready, and just continue to fight no matter what, no matter the score. And that's what we've been resilient, and that's what it's going to take to be able to achieve something. And like I said, we're not out there looking for things, but we're also not going to snooze if it comes. So we're ready for anything.
You guys have played in some tough environments during this stretch. Milwaukee, we saw last week in Cleveland, obviously, and now MSG. How much, what does that do for you guys as a team to be able to go in those places and to even win? How does that help you as far as motivate you guys going into a tough environment once again this series at MSG?
I think for us, it's game by game. We're not really focused on that. We focus on the game, doing everything that we can to win as a team. And when you're on the road, no matter where you're at, you have to rally around your teammates. And that's what we're looking to do. Just be a team, stay together, fight, and again, that's the only thing really in our minds.